If you're in the Max Mode community, then you probably heard about a funny game called Mr.Krabs Night of Terror. If you don't know what that is, basically, MK for short, is a FNAF-themed SpongeBob game made by Matt Krakowski, which drags a lot of inspiration from games like Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese's Rebooted and the base FNAF games. You see, MK is not your average FNAF game, one that is mostly focused on the horror aspect or anything like that. This game is mostly focused on gameplay and other factors like difficulty. Well, you may think, there's no way this silly game can be that hard, right?
What? It's just an ordinary Krabby. Oh my goodness!
MK's true max mode is called Worst Day Ever, which consists in all of the base game plus customized characters with max AI while having all challenges enabled and some special buffs that activate as the night progresses. There are different types of characters in this game. You have your door characters, mask characters, camera characters, and so on. For the door characters, you have Patrick, who comes to your left door and leaves after 3 seconds, Doodlebob, which is the same except he comes to both doors and is faster than Patrick, leaving after 1 second. With Mrs. Puff, you need to flash the respective door light repeatedly until she leaves. Squidward will leave his cove and you need to close the left door for 5 seconds. Kelly will go towards one of her doors at specific times throughout the night. Then SpongeBob, which will basically show up to your right door and will stay there for exactly 12 seconds. However, he can only attack from the 6th second to the very last second before he leaves. As for camera characters, Plankton will require you to find him on the cameras when his voice line plays. Happy will be in one of the cameras and will progress stages the more you look at him, and for Michelin Man you need to watch him on the cameras until he goes back. For mask characters, Mr. Krabs and Gary require you to put on the mask when they show up. For the other characters, Fred requires you to click on his legs to get rid of him, Yanchip requires you to switch Cyberman to the side he's on, Ghost Squidward will materialize in the office and disable your cameras once he's fully materialized, then Baby Patrick is basically Munch Jr., except he shows up on the top of your screen. There are also 3 challenges in this night. The first one is Long Nights, which is self-explanatory. This challenge makes it so that the night length is 10 minutes instead of 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Yes, the nights in this game last 5 minutes and 50 seconds instead of 6, don't ask why. The second challenge is Ultimatum, which basically makes it so that every character receives a unique buff. The third challenge is the Pathogen, which is by far the worst challenge ever invented. Basically, the way it works is that there is a meter at the top left corner which increases whenever you have the cameras pulled up or when you have the mask on, working as basically a toxin meter for both. Now for the night's buffs. When you start the night, you will notice that instead of the usual lack of ambience, a song will be playing, which in this mode indicates which buffs will be active. Around a minute in, Brainiac Maniac will play, in which monochromatic malice along with global warming will activate. The later buff is the reason why a timer is recommended for this mode. This buff makes it so that if you leave doors closed for too long, both doors will overheat and you won't be able to use them anymore, which essentially makes SpongeBob the hardest character in this night. My final stats prove that. At around 3 minutes, costumes come back and Adpocalypse will start. For the ads, just click them after a few seconds have passed. Costumes Come Back, on the other hand, will spawn Cam Costume, Door Costume, and will later on replace the normal characters with a costume skin. At 5 minutes, the Power to Resist will start, in which these Plankton PNGs will float around the screen and will drain your power if you don't click them in time. There is also Hyper Mode that makes every character faster, including Kelly. The last buff, which activates around the 7-minute mark, is the most useless one. This will make it so that Happy appears in every camera, but that won't be a problem unless you're too slow in camps. This night is quote-unquote cyclic, although there isn't a specific cycle that you need to follow. If you want to know the basic strategy for this night, I'll leave a link for the Google Doc that explains everything in the description. You can also go to the Worst Day Ever page in the MML and access it through there. Anyways, that was all I had to say. So, like and subscribe and enjoy the completion.
You cannot hide, Krabs. I went to college!
My leg!
I want the card.
My leg!
You cannot hide, crabs.
My leg!
I will destroy
My leg!
I want the card.
My leg!
I will destroy
My leg! My
I
leg!
want the card.
My leg!
Formula.
My leg!
I want the card.
My leg!
I
My leg!
I want the card.
My leg! My leg!
I will destroy
My leg!
You cannot hide. I want story.
My leg!
For you.
My leg!
I want story.
My leg!
For you.
My leg!
I want the card.
My leg!
I will destroy.
My leg! My leg! My leg! My leg! My leg! My leg!
I want the card.
My leg! My leg!
Yes! Yes! Yes!